welcome back to the Captain Horsborough Centre of Excellence, of course, for the Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel. And it's match day 6, day 2, as we see Tivoli Gardens going up against Cavalier. Is a Dean Pennycook who has been so good with the captain Barrington Price. How do you think he's going to be instrumental in this game for Tivoli Gardens?
Well, he's a young player, complements Price well, very mobile, very aggressive, and he's learning a lot. This is his first season, I understand, in the Premier League, so good start from him thus far.
But the start is for Cavalier, who do start this game. Atkinson already down on the floor. I'm guessing it's a slip. You'd have to be busy this afternoon trying to get in and around the defense of Tivoli Gardens. Dean Pennycook, a very strong and robust defender. And looking to disrupt Busy's morning. And there was a foul by Giovanni Leng. Leng, a former Camperdown player, can play the centre-back role, which he is playing now, but also can play that central midfield role as well. So very versatile player. Here's Leng on the ball now for Cavalier.
We have seen from Cavalier so far in the league a 3-4-3, and today they look to set up more 3-5-1-1 or 3-5-2, with Thomas and English playing as the most advanced players. I guess that's a midfield change Everdeen Scarlett of Cavalier spoke about in the pre-game show.
Of course, they did have the man Duxley around there to partner with King, but decided to put him in the midfield, and it has worked tremendously for them. He has been so effective in the middle of the park, the St. Lucian, and they need all of that for him today. The Vergrey couldn't latch on to that one. Atkinson taken off the ball. Referee says no foul. Now it's with Dwayne Busy Atkinson of Cavalier. Oh, gets by one. And a very good ball to Chanel Thomas, but Chanel Thomas was behind the defender. And it's an offside call. So Cavalier making their intent known early in this game. I'm not sure if that is offside. Barrington Price did play him on. And it's been the talk of the town this season in terms of officiating, where what should have been offside is not called offside, and what shouldn't be offside is called as an infringement by the attacking player.
Well, I guess that's a case for VAR to make an introduction in the Jamaican League.
Video assistant referee would be very good right now in the Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel. See the foul by Giovanni Leng. Trying to plead his case, but I think that was a clear call by the referee, David. Free kick for Tivoli Gardens. Ball swung inside. Had to be defensively worked by Cavalier, but they still have possession, Tivoli Gardens, and again, defensive clearance. Pennycook finds Smith. Bowers couldn't find his captain Price, and there was a foul by Price. And it will be a free kick. Of course, the man that was fouled was Kyle Ming. Cavalier pushing forward, couldn't find Chanel Thomas. Battle in the middle of the park. Campbell. Ball intercepted. Cavalier. But again, still there's a jostle for possession between both teams, not able to calm things down so far. It's very early in the game, so you'd want to get your bearings together if you want to take control of this game. So both teams will be looking to do that. Pennycook, that ball forward for Devore Gray, chests it down nicely, trying to get by. Of course, Richard King doesn't, runs into trouble. And that foul by Odin Pennycook, free kick for Cavalier.
Cavalier doing very well with their positional structure to match up with Tivoli Gardens in the midfield.
They do lose possession now. And Tommy Lawrence tried to send that ball over to find maybe Devroy Gray, but Bowers latched onto that one, and Jadine White really had to be called into question. Wasn't dealt with properly by Kyle Ming.
Excellent cross by Tommy Lawrence.
Right, a very good cross. Tommy Lawrence actually getting his second start of the season. We spoke to Coach Philip Williams last game, which was against Waterhouse. He did say that Tommy Lawrence and Romain Bowers were starting their first game, as we see Jadine White on the floor for Cavalier. And of course, they obviously impressed enough to start their second game, and that was a very good cross by Tommy Lawrence.
Excellent indeed. And Coach Williams would have wanted to shuffle his deck in terms of his starting players. They came off of a heavy defeat to Portmore United despite getting a consolation late on, and then much better and much improved performance against and result against Waterhouse. So he wants to continue that today. Not want to change his style, his playing style as much, or his system as much, but doesn't mind moving around the players to find the best fit in the system.
First corner of the game dealt with by King. Busy Atkinson on the ball for Cavalier. On it by Smith. And Tivoli Gardens can attack again. Brilliant step over, sends that ball inside, but behind. And a goal kick for Cavalier. So Shavar Campbell just looking to cause some problems for Cavalier. And of course, for the first few minutes, for the first 3 or 4 minutes or so, we see where Cavalier has been made to defend. And a player down, Dwayne Busy Atkinson, former Kingston College player. And holding his left hamstring. That does not look good at all. And there was no contact made by Odin Pennycook, so of course there's you can't really say, okay, there's a contact and maybe there's a reason why there's some pain, but he just stopped and grabbed his left hamstring.
Strictly muscular.
So he
felt it from there.
Felt it from that play. And the stretcher has come out, but I do see the medical staff attending to Busy Atkinson. Without speed, wouldn't want to really lose a player like that to injury. Such a very talented player is doing Busy Atkinson. And he is able to walk by himself.
At this age, he has to understand that if his hamstring is hurting that bad, then it's not something he can walk off.
Right.
That's 2 instances in about a minute that it stopped him from really playing his game.
We wouldn't want that for the youngster.
And he's looking to come back on as well.
He's looking to come back on to Roy Gray for Tivoli Gardens. It's still the Roy Gray sent inside. And couldn't find Anthony Nelson. Through for Tivoli Gardens. Tommy Lawrence trying to turn by Kamui Simpson, sent inside. And it's now Radika Wellington. Still Radika Wellington for Tivoli Gardens. Ball sent across to find Romain Bowers. Romain Bowers, that ball sent inside, but Doxley dealt with that one routinely. And trying to find Thomas. And a very robust defender is Barrington Price. Tivoli Gardens again in possession. Now it's with Flemings. Flemings stops, turns on a dime. And couldn't get by Busy Atkinson, who returns to the field and is okay somewhat based on his motion. Again, he still have to be careful with that left hamstring. Doesn't want to aggravate it if that is the case. Fleming's preventing Cavalier from going forward. Thomas, Atkinson, Smith to Pennycook just to settle things down with the defense. Pennycook receives it again. Defensive work again by Giovanni Leng. Campbell, Price puts that ball upfield. It's a foul by Roy Gray. Seems to be Kyle Ming. It is. Free kick for Cavalier. DeVert Gray, as I said before, still has not scored with his foot all season. 2 goals he has scored are headers, and a headed goal was. And over the bar, Kamui Simpson. I remember doing a game with Donald, and Simpson had a very good chance. I believe it was Harborview. And that ball was on a silver platter for him and didn't even put that one on target.
It was at the same end that he just
exactly
made his header just now.
Exactly. So now it's with Chanel Thomas, dealt with by Tivoli Gardens. Tommy Lawrence twists and turns, couldn't find Flemings. It goes into touch and it will be a throw for Cavalier. Holds his hand up, and that is the normal gesture when you want to apologize for something you did which you're not supposed to. So throw for Cavalier. Dwayne Pitt, well, Cavalier had that attack going forward, but dealt with by Tivoli Gardens. And Richard King, very good to take Nelson off the ball and retain possession. Duxley decides to drift a little deeper back into defense for Cavalier. And I realized that when talking to Everdeen Scarlett as well, he said that his main focus is to get those fullbacks in the attack and really involve them in the attack as well. So they said it's something new they're trying this season. So currently they are in 6th position with 7 points. They'll be looking to maybe continue that ascension in the Jamaica Premier League. Price preventing Thomas from going forward. The medical team has been summoned for Cavalier.
Chanel Thomas would have thought he ran into a brick wall there. Barrington Price giving the shoulder check.
Barrington Price, the captain, a very strong fellow. That should even be an understatement. But we're looking to stop the attack of Cavalier. They do have some very good players going forward. Cavalier, Dwayne Busy Atkinson, Ronaldo Webster, Chanel Thomas. So they'll be looking to slow down that pace, because it's a lot of pace between those players.
But once Tivoli Gardens don't get stretched, then there's no space for Cavaliers to really run into. And Tivoli, they're pretty comfortable playing compact and building their way up slowly. So that's important for them not to leave a lot of space behind where those players can run in.
Certainly Cavalier is a team that can exploit those spaces with the players that they possess. Duxley. And Brian English, the other player up front. In that 3-5-1-1 formation with Chanel Thomas. He was fouled. And that ball sent inside for Cavalier, couldn't convert or that final third pass. And again, Andre Smith has been doing a lot of defensive work, and ball sent inside to try and find Dwayne Busy Atkinson. And now Cavalier are pressuring the defense of Tivoli Gardens. Fleming's the latest to deal with that one. So another opportunity. Corner for Cavalier, swung inside. And the referee says it's a foul by Chanel Thomas on Dean Pennycook, and it will be a free kick for Tivoli Gardens. Pennycook has been such an important man in the defense for Tivoli Gardens. Did win man of the match in the game against Waterhouse. We're looking to put on another man of the match performance for Tivoli Gardens, but here's Ronaldo Webster now. Beating for pace is Barrington Price. It's still Cavalier. He was calling for that goal kick, and the referee says no. So we can see where the pace, as I said before, could be effective for Cavalier.
Got by Price easily there. Webster with his pace.
Former St. Elizabeth Technical player and Wolmer's player. Tried the little backheel pass, Brian English. Couldn't get by Tivoli's captain. The referee says it's a foul and a free kick for Cavalier.
A slow, not a lot of action here in this encounter. And both teams really cagey and not giving up a lot, so you find a lot of turnovers or a lot of stoppages in this game. 7 fouls in 18 minutes. No real momentum being developed by any team.
No momentum at all. 7 fouls in 18 minutes. That's somewhat of a physical affair. Cavalier going forward. King. Cavalier still with possession. They now lose it. And they regain possession. Cavalier sends that ball inside, an opportunity. And Ronaldo Webster, the man that should have latched on and done better with that one. They were going to come again, but Busy Atkinson was not able to make that run on the left, but a very important ball inside the penalty area and just taken off of it. Brian English does very well, and stretching was Ronaldo Webster. So that ball was behind him actually, and he couldn't create a chance for Cavalier. Simpson. Duxley. Back to Richard King. Jaden White boots that ball up forward. Jaden White started at Cavalier and then went to Humble Lion. And he's now back with Cavalier.
At the time when he left for Humble Lion, there was a lot of competition in the goalkeeping department there.
Foul committed on DeFroy Gray. The man Kyle Ming, the culprit. Teddy Johnson leading from the bench. We see the foul there again, just impeding the player to watch for Tivoli Gardens, DeFroy Gray, 2 goals on the season. Looking to make it 3. Free kick for Tivoli Gardens, swung inside the 18-yard box, had to be dealt with by Duxley. Throw for Tivoli Gardens. Bowers headed out by Duxley again. Thomas. Referee says no foul. Flemings. Gray. Still Tivoli Gardens. Again no foul by referee Davy. Throw for Tivoli Gardens. So it's been an end-to-end affair so far. See Cavalier edging Tivoli in possession, 54-46. See the foul once more, just clipping the legs of Kamoy. Simpson was Tommy Lawrence.
Lawrence actually gave away the ball and in trying to win it back. I guess the strategic thing is, he would say he stopped the counter attack in that one. So I don't think his teammates or coaches will be unhappy with that foul being given away there.
Strategic foul, they would normally call it. So
tactical foul.
Tactical foul. So wow. Dika Wellington and Duxley is putting up his gesture, putting up his hand, saying that should have been a yellow card.
Which it is, the first one of the game.
So Dika Wellington receiving that yellow card, and rightfully so. He's grabbed the shoulders, neck and the shirt of Duxley.
Unofficially, in the 23rd minute, a yellow card for number 9, Radical Wellington of Tivoli Gardens Football Club.
Radical Wellington, the man that receives the first caution of the game. In the end, that opportunity wasted. And it will be the first water break of the game. Nothing really in this contest yet to really say who should be an outright winner or who should go ahead or who should score, but there have been some half chances for both teams.
This one will definitely be a slow burner, because as I mentioned before, the nature of both teams is not to give away chances. Yes, they play in the possession phase or in the attacking phase well, but they are going to think about not conceding first. And this game might come down to one good counter attack, one good set piece, that sort of thing, those sort of chances created. So you won't see a lot of chances or a lot of shots as akin to the Dunbeholden very United game earlier this morning. You'll see a more patient game in this one.
Patience is the name of the game. Could be something on this one. I mean, Tivoli Gardens can get back if they do go behind. We saw that in the Waterhouse game. It took only a minute for them to get back into the game, and that ended 1-1. So they can chase the game. The question is, can Cavalier do that?
Well, Cavalier has the attacking talent. You look at the bench, they have Courtney Allen. They have a lot of youngsters as well. 15-year-old Christopher Ainsworth, 16-year-old Claire Clark. So you're right in terms of the occasion may get to them, but the players they have on the field should be capable of coming from behind.
Of course, one of those players is the man Chanel Thomas. Has had a brace this season already. I want to do one better and get a hat-trick. We'll see as time goes on, but a very good player is Chanel Thomas.
I mentioned the consistency in terms of the goal scorers in the league, and that's something you really want to see, because you have a lot of players hitting purple patches, like score 2 but go missing for next 3 games, come back with 1 or so. But we want to see some goal scorers really making their craft in this league. Takes a lot of work, a lot of consistency, and a lot of brains as well to conjure up ideas as to how to get in goal scoring positions.
Radhika Wellington taken off the ball by Busy Atkinson, but a very good interception by Smith. And Tivoli just regained possession just like that. Romaine Bowers turns by Doxley. Referee says it is a foul. He calls back the play. Free kick for Tivoli. And the Flemings just clapping to basically say, I'm right here, I'm open. Tivoli Gardens goes forward. Very good defensive work by Kyle Ming. Defending. Powers from going forward. So both teams defensively doing well so far. Like I said, none in this one to really say that, okay, this team can score a goal or should score a goal for how they've been playing so far. So it's a slow affair at the moment, but this can pick up. Here's Ronaldo Webster, very good sliding challenge by Andre Smith.
And we see most of Cavaliers' attacks coming down at left-hand side. Left-hand side defended by Shavar Campbell and Barrington Price of Tivoli Gardens.
So is that the right call? Because it's so difficult to say, because Adine Pennycook and Flemings can do well on this right-hand side for them. And Barrington Price, such a wall in defense for Tivoli Gardens.
Well, if you have to pick a side or anywhere we want to score, so I'm not sure. We have seen that trend develop thus far. Not sure if it's just the players' own intuition or a strategic plan from the coaching staff to say attack this side.
Well, they can use the fact that Campbell goes into attack mode a lot of the time, so maybe they see a space open up. Brian English, very wayward pass intercepted by Tivoli Gardens, and now they can go forward. Here's Romaine Bowers, turns into Brian English. Now Cavalier can go forward again. It's just a seesaw battle for possession, but they do have it once more. King with a shot at goal, and parried by Nicholas Clark. Gobbled up. And a play, and of course a foul by Giovanni Leng.
That has to be a yellow card.
Referee says no. Yeah. So just a talking to, stern warning. I'm guessing the next time he will be cautioned. Oh, just ran into Radhika Wellington.
Wellington had the opportunity to play a ball directly to Nelson or Gray, but decided against it.
And here's the chance earlier from Cavalier. And a shot by Nelson. Still Anthony Nelson. Can send a good one inside. This time is Bowers. Lawrence couldn't latch on to that one. Now it's Chanel Thomas. Turns by Pennycook. Pennycook is right there with him, which is what makes him a very good defender. He can be very pacey with the run of play, defending the run of play. So that's what makes him so dangerous defensively. But Kamoi Simpson just takes Tommy Lawrence off the ball easily. Over to English. English on the right hand side now is Ronaldo Webster. It's still Ronaldo Webster, and a shot at goal over the target.
Second one for Webster, cutting in inside from right wing back onto his left foot. He's a left footer, so you see that's his intention there. Trying to get the switch of play, try to beat the defender 1v1 inside and get a shot off with his left foot.
Saw the intent by Ronaldo Webster. Lawrence for Tivoli. Gray to Lawrence. That's a very good ball to Lawrence, but in the end, not a very good decision by Lawrence. Atkinson controls, goes forward, trying to find options, and they couldn't find Chanel Thomas. And again, no outright team to say, okay, they can get a goal for their troubles. So it's just a cage affair back-to-back in terms of going forward, losing possession, going forward, losing possession. So there's no outright team that's been performing. Ronaldo Webster couldn't get by Shavar Campbell.
And we see Barrington Price down. Takes off his shoes immediately.
The heat. So a lot of times the players have complained about the heat on the artificial turf, and we've seen it many times in the previous game, and we're seeing it for the first time here today. For the first time here.
So the players are pretty much sandwiched in heat. The sun from above and then the radiation from the pellets on the ground makes it really tough to play. You have to constantly wet your shoes. It's pretty hot out there.
Especially for the goalkeepers who are constantly staying one place. So they do feel it the most, you would say.
You see there's another Cavaliers player here doing the same.
Right. To take off his shoes. Richard King.
Kemar Fleming's doing the same for Tivoli.
The heat must be that unbearable. And multiple players. We saw Jaden White, Richard King, Giovanni Leng, Kemar Flemings, and also Barrington Price. Just saturating their shoes. And I'm telling you, based on the heat, I'm doubting this is going to be the last time they do it.
Not at all. Maybe the last time for this half. They go in half time, they do the same.
Right.
And this will also influence the pace of the game. We see it's really slowed down a bit. Teams still trying to find their best way. But so far we've seen one trend from Cavalier is to attack down their right hand side with Webster. Webster very pacey, got the better of Barrington Price earlier in this half and want to exploit his matchup against Shavar Campbell.
Here's Cavalier. Ball swung inside and a chance for Cavalier. It's still Cavalier, but Pennycook momentarily dealt with it. Chance again for Cavalier. They are pushing. Not the best option by Simpson. Would have thought he would head it goalwards.
It was pretty difficult for him because that one was over his head. So he was just trying to make any contact with that ball.
King. White sends it across to Leng. So, again using that flank is Cavalier. Maybe they see something that can be exploited on that wing. But I do recognize that Smith has been called into question to help over there with Campbell. So maybe that is why they decide to maybe effectively attack on that wing.
No, it would be natural for Smith, the number 6 midfielder. He's nowhere in number 12, but he's in the number 6 position for Tivoli Gardens. That's the player you want to go across to prevent.
And Tivoli Gardens just dealing with that one. Duxley. Busy Atkinson. Such a busy player all over the park for Cavalier. Even drops back deep sometimes. Aware of his surroundings is Busy Atkinson. It's still Dwayne Busy Atkinson, a very good sliding challenge.
And they have Smith coming across again. So Smith's job as the player in that position is to help cover whichever side the attack goes down. So if it goes to the right for Cavaliers, he'll be on that side. If it comes this side, he'll be there. That's just the role of his position in that team structure, 4-4-2 diamond. What Cavaliers need to do a little bit more is try to switch the play, because Tivoli are very narrow. Cavaliers, they are playing with wing backs who are very competent 1v1. So Webster on one side, Atkinson on one side. Yes, you have to play on one side and try to get that switch of play over to.
And a problem here for Tivoli Gardens. The referee did not call. I thought that player was maybe behind the defense, but he wasn't. A very good run by Chanel Thomas, and a collision between the goalkeeper Nicholas Clark and the Chanel Thomas. So the goalkeeper is down. It's very much onside.
Onside played by Flemings here.
Very good run by Chanel Thomas, and wanted to go around the goalkeeper, but the ball just didn't catch him well on his foot. And we see it right here again, just getting by his left foot, and he would have wanted to use that left foot to get by the goalkeeper and then slot it into the back of the net. So
and Chanel Thomas had a lot of space there, because Webster is dragging Campbell or keeping Campbell wide on the next side. Campbell should actually tuck in some more because the ball is on the other flank, but he stayed wide with Chanel Thomas, and then that stretched the defensive line where Thomas had more space to make the runs in behind, and the ball had more space to actually get into to Thomas there. So a little bit of defensive horizontal compactness needed from Tivoli on those occasions where, how do you defend the ball with Atkinson on the left side and Webster trying to stay wide on the other side? You have to be compact and play ball oriented. So play to the side the ball is in or at, and give up Webster on the far side. Once he goes around and shifts to Webster, then the whole team shifts across. But in this instance, Shavar Campbell was wide with the ball on the next side. More space open for Thomas.
So you'd want to close down those spaces. As I said before, Cavalier really knows how to exploit those spaces with the type of players that they do have. Skillful, fast players that think on their feet. Dwayne Busy Atkinson, Ronaldo Webster, Chanel Thomas. And you can't give those players. And then it seems to be a hamstring injury for Nicholas Clark. And Kyung Atkins, maybe the man to come in. So we see the play once more. A very good pass to Chanel Thomas.
Oh.
By Richard King, and again you see it. Holding his right hamstring.
You can see the moment he stretched for the ball there.
Yes.
Here.
Oh. And even caught the boot of Chanel Thomas too. But he saw him and commanded that 18-yard box, and he's going to be stretched out.
And Nicholas Clark would have come in on match day 4 to replace Watkins, who was red carded against Portmore. Kept his position for match day 5 against Waterhouse. And now he's about to be substituted for Watkins again.
Philip Williams would have seen what Clark can do. And very concerning for Tivoli Gardens. He's done so well in between the sticks for Tivoli. And now he's stretched off. Of course, Watkins, you know, went to get his boot from the training room, now back onto the park, and should replace Nicholas Clark.
When you're on the bench, you always have to be ready, whether you're a goalkeeper or not. We know goalkeepers aren't usually called on to come into the game once you start on the bench, but you have to be ready in any moment.
But he is ready now, and the referee just waiting on the goalkeeper to come into play, and they will officially make that substitution. So Nicholas Clark, the man who, as you said, did come in on match day 4 because Kieran Watkins, who is going to be taking the field now, did receive a red card, and he has been able to keep that position in between the sticks, Nicholas Clark, but he's out with a right hamstring injury, so he's off, and Kieran Watkins is on for Tivoli.
For number 1, Nicholas Clark for Tivoli Gardens.
And not the sign you would want to see for any player at all. Hamstring injury. We'll see how he recovers from that one.
Watkins is an experienced goalkeeper coming in, so won't be phased by making his entrance into this game. And I'm pretty sure the team will be confident in his abilities to man the goal for them.
Snipping that ball out of play was Giovanni Leng. Attempted that turn by Kamoy Simpson, but couldn't get by the captain for Cavalier. Pennycook, look at the speed of Pennycook, able to get back in defense for Tivoli Gardens and keep that shape. So Cavaliers do have a lot of work to do in terms of getting by that defense, but they do have the players to do it, and they can. We'll see how that one pans out. King. So Campbell, the one who infringed Ronaldo Webster, and it will be a free kick for Cavalier.
Campbell on a yellow card. Let's see if Cavalier focus their attacks again on the right side with him being on a yellow up against Webster, who is tricky and pacey.
Minute, a yellow card for number 8, Shavar Campbell.
So he will have to be very, very careful in order to keep cooler heads. You see that ball collected by Kieran Watkins. His first collection of the game, his first touch of the game so far. Attempted to send that ball to Nelson was the Vroy Gray, and Leng, very well done by Giovanni Leng, but the pass was not. Here's English. English hobbling, goes into touch, and he's down on the field, gripping his left shin, it seems.
Ankle.
See again here.
Ooh.
Maybe I've sprained it.
You saw the ankle.
A minimum of 5 minutes of added time.
Left, the
Minimum
left
5
ankle
minutes added
just
time.
now.
And we also, it's an interesting thing that they've done as well. We see a lot of players playing in turf shoes, not necessarily boots, because a lot of them have also said that they slip quite easily on this turf with the boots. So a lot of them have played in turfs. Gray. Tivoli Gardens can make something of this one. Tries to get by Giovanni Leng, couldn't. Was DeVroy Gray.
Gray has been very active for Tivoli, their main attacking and threat thus far.
Short corner but sent inside. Again Tivoli Gardens still in possession. Say advantage play. And a defensive work again done by Cavalier. Andre Smith rounded off the ball and Cavalier regains possession. Brian English to Shania Thomas, was dropped pretty deep. And the referee has in fact called for the red card. So 2 red cards in 2 games. Brian English sent off for Cavalier. And right about the end of the first half, Cavalier down to 10 men. It seems to be Flemings that is down on the field, and Brian English has been sent off. Wow, development here at the end of the first half, as we see again. Oh, shoulder to the back of the head. Oh wow,
that's careless.
You can't do that. Very careless by
right
Brian
in front
English.
of the referee as well, and the 4th official, so there was no escaping that.
There was no escaping that, right in front of the officials. Why would you do something like that? Headbutt to Flemings. And
Unofficially,
dare I say,
minute 45 plus 2, a red card.
not using his head at all, but
number 25,
was using his head.
What I don't understand is what else does Flemings want the referee to do?
I'm not understanding.
English is already sent off. Wonder if he's reflecting on his decision just now.
Well, if he's all right, which I'm hoping he is, he'll be still on the field, and Brian English won't be.
And Flemings has received a yellow card as well.
And Flemings has received a yellow card, and he's wondering why he has received it from referee Davey.
I guess it's for the earlier foul or earlier events in that episode.
Because when the contact was made with Brian English, and English, you know, before that headbutt, he was leaning his head onto English, as we see again here, the shoulder to the head.
That could have been
English,
the yellow card there,
right? And then again, leaning to English, and then bang, the head.
So if anything, the yellow card for Flemings is from the first contact.
The initial contact, right? It was the shoulder to the back of the head of English, and again, a very careless decision by the Cavalier forward, Brian English. So again, 2 cards in 2 games today. Both Well, 2 teams reduced to 10 players. The other one you can say maybe an accident, which was the Dumby holding game, but this one was blatant and there's no place in the league for that. Lawrence sends this one inside, headed by Duxley. And now what do you do if you're Rudolph Speed?
Well, it's close to halftime. You have to ensure your team doesn't concede at this moment.
Minute 45 plus 4, a yellow card
Then
for
I'm pretty sure
14,
his
Tamara Fleming
brain will be churning out
Tivoli Gardens Football Club.
ideas for possible solutions or adjustment for the second half.
Here's the Freud Gray. Couldn't get by Kamoy Simpson. And we still have to deal with that one, Cavalier. And at the end of the first half has been signaled by referee Davey. Towards the end, Brian English sent off. Watkins on for Clark due to injury. So at the end of 45 minutes, at the end of the first half, it is Tivoli Gardens 0, Cavalier 0. Welcome back to the Captain Horacebarrow Centre of Excellence for this, the 4th match of match day 6. And it's Tivoli Gardens versus Cavalier at halftime. It's 0-0. It's maybe a precursor to what we might get here in maybe a couple of minutes. But Tivoli do start proceedings here in the second half, as we do feel the rain. We do see the rain coming down.
And already we have seen a change from Cavaliers. Duxley has moved from a central midfield position to centre back beside beside King, Richard King. Giovanni Leng is now at left back. Kyle Min at right back. Shanil Thomas is the lone centre forward. So it's 4-4-1-1 for Cavaliers to start this half.
So it's going to be an interesting thing, because when I also spoke with Dean Scarlett last week, he did state that Duxley was struggling at that centre-back position, and then changing him to midfield really has upped his game. So I'm not sure if Tivoli would know, because if I am Tivoli, I probably would have to focus on that side, because I think his bread and butter is in the middle of the park. He does play well in the middle of the park. So, and that's compounded, of course, by that sending off. So it's pretty difficult to say, but we'll see what goes on in this game.
Maybe the struggle for Duxley at Cavalier has been the fact that he's playing in a back 3. Not many teams, maybe he's accustomed to playing a back 4, and then he comes to Cavalier and it's a back 3, which takes some time to get used to. But he's been asked to do a job defensively now.
And now an opportunity for Tivoli. Hits the crossbar, and it's still in the danger zone. Cavalier with a scare as the rain comes down even harder. But Cavalier lucky to not go behind, and the Tivoli Gardens still on the prowl. Foul committed by Giovanni Leng, not happy with that decision. And it's a free kick. A player was down, and Devroy Gray did well. Bowers and Anthony Nelson hits the bar. Tivoli with a glorious chance of taking the lead. My God, what a chance that was.
What a way to put Cavalier under early pressure. They're down to 10 men. And at the start of the second half, Tivoli had the opportunity to go up a goal.
So, what a chance that was for Tivoli Gardens. If he had at least placed that one on target, maybe it would have gone into the back of the net. It really was bulging for Tivoli. Really should have put that one on target. Anthony Nelson. And the players up, it seems to be Kyle Ming.
He has to come off now because he was seen by the medical staff. So
right.
now Cavalier is down to
9 players. And not the best free kick from Radhika Wellington. Now it's with Chanel Thomas of Cavalier. It's being hounded by Andre Smith. Turns nicely by Smith. And Smith in return fouls him, but taken quickly. Bad ball to Ronaldo Westra, just flicks it over the head of Tommy Lawrence. The referee says it was an infringement again, and it will be a free kick this time on the right hand side and taken off the field. Just flicks it over the head of Lawrence, and Lawrence in return has to just stop that play. As you say, a very tricky player is Ronaldo Webster, and that's why a very dangerous player as well in attack. But he showed with this Cavaliers team this season that he can also defend. 37 yards out.
This should be a cross.
It is a cross. Andre Smith, or it seems to be Shavar Campbell, that sends that one into touch. King can go forward. King, interception, but King still has it. Now it's with Kyle Ming, sends it inside. Chanel Thomas there as danger, but Barrington Price there to match him. Tivoli, Devroy Gray books that one and tried to find Ramin Bowers, but couldn't. That was his second start of the season for Tivoli Gardens. Really shown what he can do in that Waterhouse game and did warrant another start. Smith over to Flemings. Flemings, that pass was intercepted initially by Dwayne Busy Atkinson, but they had possession. It goes into touch. It will be a throw for Tivoli Gardens. And they're just going quickly. Tivoli trying to catch Cavalier on the back foot. Andre Smith over to Bowers. Bowers. No communication between him and Radhika Wellington.
4-4-2 diamond doesn't automatically create a lot of width. You see Tivoli very narrow, very compact right through the middle of the field. No outlet wide there that could be a release option, then put the ball back across the goal.
Some showers, but it seemed to be a rain cloud. Chanel Thomas battles Dean Pennycook. A very strong fellow is Chanel Thomas. His stature doesn't really says that, but he is a pretty strong player. And Chanel Thomas, coach, you know a lot about him.
Yes, really talented player, understands the game very well. And is one of those players who has always been a goal scorer at every level he has played. And always been playing age up. So at 13 he was playing under 15 and under 17 for his club Tivoli Park. Now he's made the move to Cavalier. This is his second or third season in the Premier League. Third season, yes.
Right.
At 19.
Kyle Ming surging forward for Cavalier, turns by Lawrence, but well, it seemed to be Pennycook, and he was fouled in the end. Free kick for Cavalier. Pennycook just couldn't get by the play and just swung his left foot. And they do have a free kick. More than likely swing this one in. And they do, and a headed goalwards. Kwan Watkins grabs that one, and it's a very good cross inside the 18-yard box. And it seems to be the man Merlando Maxwell that sent that ball in. Very good ball. And now it's with Dwayne Busy Atkinson, tried to find Ronaldo Webster. Maybe just like Dambe Honing did, they are pressuring Tivoli at the moment. But here's Bowers. Referee says it's a foul by Kamoy Simpson, the captain for Cavalier, and it will be a free kick for Tivoli.
What Tivoli Gardens seem to lack in their team is pace. Up top, they don't have players who are very fast, can play very good in the transitions. They have to build their way patiently. And I figure that's why Coach Williams went with the 4-4-2 diamond. Requires a lot of central presence rather than systems that uses wingers, because he doesn't have the potent ones who will cause damage.
Nelson going wider. Still Nelson. Looking for a handed ball, sent inside. Dealt with by Doxley. And he's down on the floor for Cavalier. Off speed, looking to solidify his place in the playoff spot. He's in the last playoff spot of the table. Now he's down to 10 men. Duxley's up and he's all right. Ball swung inside the 18-yard box, headed goalward from DeVroy Gray. Dangerous man with the head. 2 of his goals have been scored with his head, none with his feet so far.
That one was almost 12 yards out. Not a lot of power generated on the cross. Therefore, not a lot of power he could deflect that one to goal.
Just it for Andre Smith was Barrington Price. Tivoli Gardens loses possession. And the referee says it was a hand to the face of Anthony Nelson by Shaniel Thomas. Free kick for Tivoli. Okay, we see the infringement here. Clear call by the referee, Davey. Ball swung inside the 18-yard box, had to be dealt with by Kyle Ming. And again, Cavalier doing some defensive work now. Tivoli are attacking. Nelson muscled off the ball by Simpson. Interception by Flemings. Bowers. And a shot at goal deflected. Collected by Jadine White. Jaden White actually at the Manning Cup level was coached by the coach of Tivoli Gardens, now Philip Williams. Former St. Andrew Technical High School goalkeeper is Jaden White. Smith. Gray. He has DeVroy in the middle. Does find Radika Wellington. DeVroy Gray.
That was a good ball played in by Gray.
Very good ball.
Wellington controlled well, but rushed the shot.
And there's the first substitution of the game. Nicashay Murray is the man that will be coming on from Orlando Maxwell.
Nicashay Murray usually plays as a centre back, but for Cavalier, he has been playing as a central midfielder with Captain Kamoy Simpson. So Rudolph Speed shoring up that protection in front of his defenders. Playing with 10 men, Cavalier.
And a substitution for Tivoli, it seems.
Radika Wellington is out.
Yeah.
Jermaine Johnson is in.
So Teddy Johnson coming on for Tivoli.
And Tommy Lawrence comes out.
Tommy Lawrence is off for Tivoli as well.
And Horatio Morgan.
And Horatio Morgan is on. So Teddy Johnson
should look to up the tempo, playing against 10 here.
Right. And you did mention playing the central midfield role, Nicashay Murray. Murray actually does play central. He switches from central, well, he was switching from central midfield to the centre back when he was playing for Wilmers in the Manning Cup. So
yes, so for Cavalier, yeah,
position.
Cavalier, he has been primarily used as a central midfielder. Right. With Kamoy Simpson, offers a lot of protection there, and also gives the attackers a solid base to have a free rein moving forward.
And knows how to string a lot of passes. Nicashay Murray.
Morgan for number 25, Tommy Lawrence. And number 10, Jermaine Johnson. For number 9, Rodico Wellington.
So, Cavalier, if you're just joining us, Cavalier did in fact go down to 10 men on the stroke of half time. Brian English, the man receiving his marching orders. But still no goals in this one. Atkinson sending that ball inside for Chanel Thomas. Nobody else to latch on to it. And Kyle Ming just turns and finds Richard King. Nice 1-2 pass by Ronaldo Webster. Barrington Price taken off the ball by Kyle Ming. Ball sent inside. Collected by Dwayne Busy Atkinson, but dealt with by Kamar Flemings. And a throw for Cavalier. Chanel Thomas back to goal and an opportunity. And there's a call for a penalty, and it is. Referee Davey points to the spot. And the Cavalier with a chance of going ahead. Chanel Thomas back to the defender. Dean Pennycook knew what he was doing. As we see the play here once more. Oh, that's a very tough decision. He did.
Unofficially in the
Grab onto
65
the
minutes,
shirt
a
somehow.
penalty awarded to Cavalier
That's a
Football Club.
tight call there.
Very.
I think it's a conversion of players in that incident that led referee David to his decision.
Chanel Thomas, calmly taken. And Cavalier, they do lead Tivoli by a goal to nil here in the
And the goal
63rd
for
minute.
Cavalier
Chanel
Soccer
Thomas was the
Club
man
from player number 17.
that drew the penalty, and he's the man that has converted. So even with 10 men, they do lead. And the 63rd minute, Chanel Thomas converts that from the penalty spot 12 yards out, and Philip Williams will have something to think about if he wants to snatch a point or maybe 3 in this game. Calm penalty taken. Sent Kjuan Watkins the wrong way. And he was never going to miss from that distance. All smiles from Chanel Thomas as he gives Cavalier the lead.
Now Cavalier has a lead to protect. Want to invite Tivoli to attack, and then they have the opportunities to attack, counter-attack.
And a yellow card, it seems, for Andre Smith. And it is.
Unofficially in the 64th minute, a goal for number 17, Chanel Thomas of the Cavalier Soccer Club.
So, players will need to keep a cool head from Tivoli Gardens. So it has been confirmed, Andre Smith, yellow card.
For number 12, Andre
Tivoli
Smith
Gardens.
of the Tivoli Gardens Football Club.
Flemings sending that one inside to Fort Gray. Slipped, it seems. Tivoli do have enough time, Andrew, to get an equalizer and snatch 3 points.
Yes, they do. 25 minutes plus stoppage time. I think they need to play with a little bit more width, though, Tivoli. They have to move away from their normal structure.
Jermaine Johnson to Devore Gray, back to Jermaine Teddy Johnson. Still Johnson. It's a goal kick now for Cavalier. A man that over the years for Tivoli had many tricks in the bag, and could score consistently when he was healthy and fit.
And younger. At 35 then.
Still can score occasionally. And he did state that he wanted to make that transition to coaching. Wouldn't be the first. You know that Edsel Scott was the goalkeeper captain for many years for Tivoli. Now the goalkeeping coach for Tivoli Gardens. Proud of my brother.
Christopher Scott. I was just gonna ask if you're not informing the viewers that Edsel Scott is your senior brother.
Ball sent inside for Tivoli Gardens, still Anthony Nelson. Bowers will collect. Shielding, of course, the man Kyle Ming off the ball. And it's a throw. Nicely done by Bowers. Collected by, of course, Teddy Johnson. Now it's with Bowers on the left-hand side. Not the best cross, but they still have possession. Turning, twisting and turning, and not the best option by Horatio Morgan, and it goes wide of the target. Maybe could have sent that one inside for another Tivoli player to maybe latch onto that one and put that one on target, but as we see, now you see the resemblance. And Etzo was a successful goalkeeper for Tivoli Gardens. Well, I wouldn't want to know a lot of people to know the relation quite often, but there's still love there for my brother. So you see, search forward by Cavalier, and again in this game, like we saw in the first, done beholding, even when they were down to 10 men, they attacked, and that's what Cavalier is doing. And Tivoli will have to be careful. DeVroy Gray, and a shot at goal by Anthony Nelson, and that one was lifting and way over the target.
The thing with Cavalier is that they playing with 10 men and attacking now. It's mainly Chanel Thomas, Atkinson and Webster. The other 6 players are very conservative, staying behind the ball. We mentioned Nico Shea Murray and Kamai Simpson, 2 former centre backs playing as central midfielders now. We see there's a break on for the second hydration stoppage.
Yes, it's the second water break of the game. Philip Williams still in this game, even though he is trailing by a goal to nil, and that goal was scored from the penalty spot by Chanel Thomas.
Yes, there are still opportunities for Tivoli playing with 11 against 10. You always should fancy your chances there. But the attacking structure from Tivoli is not the best one right now to cause Cavalier any harm. They are playing everything through the middle of the field, and that's where Cavaliers, they are concentrating heavily in the middle of the field. So Tivoli need to put players wider. You can stretch and open that defense, and then you could still create your chances going straight through the middle of the field.
Rightfully so. You'd have to go wide if you'd want to really trouble this Cavalier team, as we see another substitution for Tivoli Gardens. Ramin Boaz, he's off, and Rasheen Thompson comes on.
Football Club substitution, number 19, Rasheen Thompson for number 38, Romain Balls, unofficially in the 70th minute.
Players are hydrated, rehydrated and ready to go. So, Chanel Thomas with his 3rd goal of the season, this time from the spot. And that is the difference so far between the two teams. So Tivoli would have to dig deep in order to really trouble this team. Cavalier, who are playing as well, like they have 11 players.
Yeah, comfortable position. They're 1-0 up, and they're very comfortable in sitting in a low block here. You see Chanel Thomas just dropping off on Andre Smith, Tivoli's central midfielder. Not intent on pressing or challenging any of the centre backs for Tivoli.
Nelson turns, finds Flemings. Fleming sent that one inside, not the best defensive clearance by Nico Murray. And J.D. White had to parry that one behind, and it will be a corner for Tivoli Gardens. He's down on the field now. But Cavalier with a little bit of scare there.
Good parry from J.D. White in following that deflection all the way. And we'll find a lot of these happening in the second half. A lot of stoppages as Cavalier look to kill all momentum in the game and slow it down significantly.
We had to see that one through. It would have been an own goal by Nicoche Murray had that gone into the back of the net. So they have to be careful. Wouldn't want to concede in that manner.
Or in any matter.
In any manner at all. Especially when you've worked so hard to get ahead. Especially when you're down to 10 players. So you'd want to keep the scoreline as it is now. Or maybe even more goals. So Cavalier really has to be cautious. Not too cautious though, because
you don't want to
down
invite all that pressure on
Right.
yourselves. Yes, you're so true. You're so right, Chris.
So a corner for Tivoli Gardens. The referee David just making sure everything is 100% okay. Checking the net. Okay, so everything is good. Corner for Tivoli Gardens, sent it side. And it's still another opportunity for Tivoli. Some defensive work again for Cavalier. As you realize, there's no player out there for Cavalier. They're defending in numbers. Fleming sending that ball inside for DeVroy Gray. And just over the bar. DeVroy Gray looking for his third goal of the season. And Tivoli now are pressing. A very good ball sent inside for Gray from Flemings. And again. And it'd be kicking himself for that opportunity given to him. And that's why they are down. Because they're not converting their chances. Shane Thompson, his ball deflected. DeVroy Gray just muscled Kyle Ming off the ball. Ball sent across to Jermaine Teddy Johnson and a shot at goal over the bar again. Way over the target. Thompson. Seen that chance. And Tivoli now are the attacking team.
That's two good opportunities for Tivoli. First, the person you'd want it to fall to, DeVroy Gray. Two-headed goals thus far. You figure that one would have made it number 3. And then Jermaine Johnson getting one on top of the box. Not troubling the goalkeeper any at all.
Any at all. But they do have to continue to attack this Cavalier team. They do have the numbers. And I would say they would have some players on the field that can convert those chances. You see DeVroy Gray, Jermaine Teddy Johnson, Anthony Nelson, and you do have creative players like Anthony Nelson and Kemar Flemings who can send those crosses inside the 18-yard box. As we know that you give DeVroy Gray another opportunity with his head, would certainly put it on target. So you have to continue to press if you have those numbers. Referee says no foul and it will be a throw. Shane Thomas still down on the field. As we see the sun come back out. Here at the Captain Horsborough Centre of Excellence. He's up and running. Gray wanted to turn by Giovanni Leng, couldn't. Dwayne Busy Atkinson, such a very skillful player. Is Busy Atkinson skips by 3. And the referee says it's a foul. And Andre Smith, that's his second yellow card and he's sent off. So Tivoli down to 10 men as well.
And that's the difference skillful players make. They either create goal scoring chances or opportunities, or they force the opponents into rash challenges there. So Andre Smith, already on a yellow card, goes in hard against Dwayne Atkinson, and late
Very late. He did get that yellow card, his first one,
for dissent.
for dissent after that goal scored by Chanel Thomas, and now a late challenge. Ooh. On the right shin of Dwayne Busy Atkinson, just swung his foot,
In the 78th minute of
and
Tivoli,
a clear decision by the referee, Davey.
12 Andre Smith of Tivoli Gardens Football Club for a red card for number 12 Andre Smith, Tivoli Gardens Football Club, on officially the 78th minute.
Drama unfolding here on this day 2 of match day 6,
So now Cavalier are in a better position,
because they have the same amount of
same
players
number
on
of
the field. Right.
players, and Tivoli has to chase the game.
So advantage Cavalier. Pennycook. Johnson. Pass to Thompson. Intercepted by Simpson. Not the best controls by Chanel Thomas. Now it's with Jermaine Teddy Johnson. To try and find DeVroy Gray, but Simpson was right there with him.
Gray will be ruining that missed opportunity about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. And maybe that wouldn't have prompted the second yellow carded offense by Andre Smith had he scored, maybe. But we can only assume. Atkinson loses it. Now it's with Thompson to Johnson. Johnson to Gray. Ricochet Murray just nipped the ball off DeVroy Gray. Ricochet Murray to Richard King. King sends it to the left to find Giovanni Leng, just calling his players into the play. Murray. Webster just lays it off for Murray. Murray again. Just a high boot by Ronaldo Webster on Price. It will be a free kick taken quickly. Nobody there to meet that ball. Rasheen Thompson goes into touch, and it will be a through for Tivoli. And just we're approaching the 81st minute of this game, and also stoppages to be added on. Johnson taking off the ball by Chanel Thomas. Captain over to Ronaldo Webster.
And there you see the 6 for Cavalier, the 4 defenders and 2 central midfielders. Not interested in going past the half line any at all. They win the ball, they pass it, and let the 3 attackers, Atkinson, Thomas, and Webster, do the work for them.
You see a lot of times as well, Atkinson dropping deep to collect those passes because of where their positioning is.
Yes, so in defending it's a 4-4-1. So Atkinson and Webster comes back to form a midfield line of 4. Then they move forward quickly when the Cavalier team win the ball.
Referee said it was a throw for Cavalier. Kamar Flemings has been made to work a lot in this game for Tivoli Gardens on that right hand side. Here he is now, cross to find Morgan, who sends it back for Pennycook. Campbell taking off the ball by Ronaldo Webster, runs out of real estate. Throw for Tivoli. Morgan. Tivoli Gardens has to find a way back in this one. And with a goal down, and now even Steven in terms of the numbers, they want to close the gap as much as possible. They're not going to do it with a shot like that.
Not at all today.
Of course, the teams in the playoff spot: Portmore United, Harbourview, Very United. So it's going to be a very interesting last couple of matches. 4 matches left for most teams after this match day. So this is how it looks. Portmore United, top of the table. Very United just 2 points behind as it stands. Cavalier would be in 3rd position with 10 points. Just 1 point behind Very United, who lost today against Dunby Holding. So that presents an opportunity for maybe Cavalier to steal that automatic playoff spot from Very United. Play. Atkinson ran out of room and throw for Tivoli. Johnson over to Flemings. Now it's with Nelson. Lays it off for Flemings. Blocked by Doxley. Referee says it's a foul. As we see another substitution for Cavalier. And it is Courtney Allen that will be making his way onto the field. Just trying to confirm who will be coming off, and it is Shaniel Thomas.
Which is a smart decision. The striker has already contributed with what as it stands is the winning goal. Courtney Allen comes on. It's first leg we saw Courtney Allen in the match day 1 against Humble Lion, coming off the bench to really put pressure and running in behind, got a goal as well. So this is a good move from Rudolph Speed.
And also another substitution.
Cleo Clark.
Cleo Clark is coming on.
16-year-old Cleo Clark comes on for Atkinson.
Coming off.
I remember Atkinson was kind of a niggle, a hamstring issue in the first half.
And officially in the 86th minute, double substitution for Cavalier Soccer Club, number 23, Cleo Clark, for number 10, Dwayne Atkinson, and number 9,
interesting one, as you said,
Shaniel Thomas.
Andrew. So you maybe would want to protect Shaniel Thomas taking him off?
Yeah, of course. It's less than 10 minutes to go. It's 10 against 10, yes. He has made his contribution. You don't want him to exert more than he should. And he's also a player who missed some match days this season because he has a groin injury. So as best as to protect him as possible, you have to do that. But it's good to see the introduction now of Cleo Clark,
Right.
16 as I mentioned. Comes on for his first taste of Premier League action.
Here he is now. Webster. Referee says it's a free kick. Initially he was like, oh, thinking that
He didn't get the call.
he didn't get the call. But the referee, David, did say yes, it is a free kick. Natural number 9, Clear Clark. As we see an opportunity for
Clark, the
Cavalier.
number 23, is more of a outside player, winger.
Right. So you'd slot Courtney Allen, who is the number 9, as we see another yellow card being brandished by referee Davey. And it seems to be
Kyle Ming.
Kyle Ming. So Cleo Clark would be slotted out in the wide where Busy was. And of course Courtney Allen is the man that slots in for that number 9 position, which Chanel Thomas was occupying in the game. So we see the confirmation. Ball sent inside, dealt with by Cavalier. Shane Thomas not aware of his surroundings. Ronaldo Webster just nips him off the ball, and Cavalier can attack again, but Tivoli do have numbers.
Tivoli really hasn't made any adjustment structurally after going down to 10 men. It's like continuing the same, which didn't work for them throughout the game. So now they're trying to find that route to goal that will bring them level in the game, but it's been a real struggle this second half for Tivoli. The chance that fell to Devroy Gray and then Jermaine Johnson having a shot on top.
Ball sent inside, headed out by Richard King. But Tivoli Gardens still has possession. Barrington Price want to get a goal in this game. Again, I say to snatch a point, maybe. He's inside trying to find Jermaine Teddy Johnson. And just guiding that one, shielding him somewhat. As the fourth official, Carvel Banton, has indicated 6 minutes minimum of stoppage time to be added on. So really a lot of time to maybe get an equalizer in this one. And we do mean minimum, which means stoppages can mean that more time would be added on. Prior to what happened yesterday, a lot of people wouldn't be happy with how it concluded in terms of the time added on.
It's not an absolute.
That's why they always say minimum. So Watkins back between the sticks. Through injury, but here he did receive a red card and Nicholas Clark took his place. And again on match day 5, but today Clark hopefully can get some word on his injury and what it means now for Tivoli. Throw for Cavalier. And with 4 minutes to go in this stoppage time, Cavalier would want to see this one through and get those all-elusive 3 points to go third behind Vere United and Portmore United. And with 4 matches to go, It would be a race for automatic semi-final qualifying. Thompson. Campbell. Ball swung inside the 18-yard box. No one to meet it. Simpson. Oh, I don't think Flemings was going to get Simpson off that one. A very robust fellow.
As you mentioned, the top three just now. Interesting to know that Cavalier has Vere United to play and Portmore United to play.
Right. So
it should make an interesting run-in.
Right. Interesting 4 matches to go for those 3 teams. Tivoli Gardens, ball sent across to try and find Campbell, but Richard King saw that one all the way through. So wasn't bothering the defender. Kyle Ming jostling for possession with Javroy Gray. Pennycook sends the pass back to his goalkeeper. Thompson now. Nelson all alone in that space. Now they close it down. It's still Tivoli Gardens. First through Horatio Morgan.
It's a goal kick.
Goal kick. Some very good defending by Kamoy Simpson, the captain, leading from the back. Naturally, his position is defense, but he can play the middle of the park. So him and Nikoshe are similar in terms of their diversity, what they've been able to do. Murray to Webster.
This is good game management from Cavalier. Using all the stoppages, slowing the game down.
They do have a minute left. So they would want to manage this game as best as possible to secure those 3 points. But I'm sure Tivoli Gardens would want to hurry.
One last chance for Tivoli to create and produce something of value for them.
Will they be able to? That's the question. Here's Morgan. Johnson. Over to try and find DeVroy Gray. It's still DeVroy Gray for Tivoli Gardens! 1-1! Finally! DeVroy Gray! And Tivoli was not done yet. Wow! Tivoli Gardens. We did ask the question if they were able to create that chance and convert it, and that they did. But credit to DeVroy Gray, but from not giving up on the play. Look at what he did. Did not give up on the play, and Kyle Ming.
Kyle Ming is expecting his goalkeeper to come for that one.
Expecting the goalkeeper to come out.
Bounce trying to shield DeVroy Gray. Goalkeeper is not there.
Mix up in communication.
What persistence from Gray.
Very good play from Tivoli Gardens, and finally gets a goal with the foot, and that was the last attack and last kick of the game. So right on the stroke of stoppage time, DeVroy Gray converts and equalizes for Tivoli. So at the end of 90 minutes, at the end of this game, at the end of day 2 of match day 6, it is Tivoli Gardens 1, Cavalier 1.